So I think we will immediately go to Professor Ram Punyani. Sir, I request you to take the stage and speak a few words.
Mr. Vijay Shankar and dear friends, first of all, good evening to you all. I am here to express my gratitude and thanks to Kavita Gajendran, who organized the translation of the book from Raj Sanita. I thank both of them very deeply and the publisher of the book. As Mr. Vijay Shankar was telling you, studying of communalism, fascism was not my cup of tea. But after 6 December 1992, when they demolished Babri Mosque, followed by communal violence in Bombay, Surat, Bhopal, and many other cities, initially I used to feel, oh, this Hindu-Muslim problem, communal problem, it will get washed off as we progress, become more liberal, more democratic, more followers of the constitution. But that day I recognized that this is not a simple problem. This is something much deep than a mere superficial conflict of interest of Hindus and Muslims. Actually, it has nothing to do with the conflict of Hindus and Muslims. That is the first thing I learned. It is a political agenda of those ideologies which are rooted in the feudal society. How do I distinguish feudal society from a democratic society? In democratic society, as per the Indian Constitution, we try to follow the norms of liberty, equality, fraternity, justice. And in feudal society, the basic norm is that of a hierarchy. If I can make that word a bit difficult, hierarchy means inequality based on birth. So what is democracy? Here is a equality irrespective of your birth, religion, caste, gender, etc. So that as I had some background in some social reading, in few weeks I realized that the agenda of RSS is not just against Muslims. So that was my first discovery for myself, that it is targeted at the weaker sections of society. It may be workers, Dalits, women or Adivasi or religious minorities. RSS agenda is targeted against that. Since most of the things I presume must have been covered up by the book and all that. So that led me to a journey of trying to understand it, the phenomenon of communalism in India. And in that context, I started referring to great scholars of India, Romila Thapar, Harbans Mukhia, A.G. Nurani and others, to try to understand, because my background was different. But I felt that if something has to be done for society, it is sure that awareness about RSS agenda has to be made clear. Because RSS agenda looks to be religious, while it has nothing to do with religion. It is a purely political agenda of reinforcing certain different set of values. It is actually, if we go back to the history slightly, I will like to tell you that you may be knowing 1925 RSS was formed. Why 1925? It was formed in Nagpur. Why? Nagpur, there was no Muslim rule. And why 1925? So please note that by 1925, we see two major phenomena in the country. One is, under the magic of Mahatma Gandhi, average people started associating with the movement against British. So far, what is happening? There is elite, very literate, lawyers, etc., writing to British government, this is not right, that is not right. What does Gandhi do? Gandhi says we all Indians have to fight against the British, irrespective of your social hierarchy. And that's what is first thing which disturbs the RSS. Number two, and more important, by 1925, teachings of Jyotirao Phule and Bhimrao Babasaheb Ambedkar, they inspired Dalits to organize Dalits, farmers, same. And they start a movement called non-Brahmin movement in Vidarbha, where Nagpur is the center. What is this non-Brahmin movement? In feudal times, there is a deep association between landlord and the priest. Now keep the moral values of religion on one side. I am not disputing them at all. Actually, I believe many moral values have been contributed by different religions at different phases of humanity. All. Love thy neighbor, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, take care of your neighbor needs. So I am not criticizing religion's moral values. I am talking about use of religion's identity. What type of clothes I wear, how do I pray, what are my holy books, what do I eat. Eat has become very important currently, by the way. So these issues started being identified, and in reaction to the society going towards equality. Equality we have not achieved yet, but the seeds of the journey were there in 1920s. And who are against this equality? Who are thriving on inequality? Just think of that. In feudal society, who thrive on inequality? Number one, upper class, upper caste males. Number two, the landlords in association with the priest. So in Maharashtra, please remember this one Marathi word you remember. A very sweet word is there. A very penetrative word is there. Shetji Bhatji. Shetji means landlord. Bhatji means the priest associated with him. So this combo rules the social norms of feudal society. These norms started being challenged. Savarkar is there, Savitribai Phule is there, Fatima Sheikh is there, Jyotirao Phule is there. Awareness among Dalits. Women start coming to the social space, which was unthinkable in the feudal society. In feudal society, it was thought that if girls get educated, they will become widows very fast. Don't worry, I can prove it is wrong. My wife, very literate, MBBS doctor, tolerating me from last 50 years, has not become till this moment. Next moment, I don't know. So these things prompted some Brahmins. Again, note, I am not against Brahmins. I am against Brahminism. So some Brahmins came together, supported by some Rajas, and they started Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh. Rashtriya means why? Why not Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangh? They said the whole nation is a Hindu nation. Others are foreigners. So Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, Muslim League was there. Hindu Mahasabha was also there. At least Hindu Mahasabha was very political, etc. Means electorally political. RSS said, no, we will come into politics when the time is right. And here you also must be remembering, somebody has, I think, elaborated about Hinduism, Hindutva, Hindu Rashtra. These are four concepts which I think have been elaborated. So this word Hindutva as a political category was made prominent by that person who had sought apology from British for 5 times. Can you name that? Savarkar, very good. I sometimes forget, that's why I keep asking. Savarkar. So he conceived of Hindu Rashtra, Jinnah conceived of Muslim Rashtra, and RSS took up this concept of Hindu Rashtra. And very simply, I must admire them also. Please note, I admire them. Number one, consistency. Number two, dedication for their retrograde agenda. Very strong dedication. And what they did, while communist parties also came up that time, social movements also came that time. Gandhi, Nehru, Patel, Subhash Chandra Bose, they all contributed to the forward-looking country. But these people, they focused only on running Shakha, branch. I don't know whether branch is an adequate translation for their Shakha. And in their Shakha, indoctrination was perfectly done for children between 5 years to 25 years, 30 to what? Consistently. And their module is very simple. Here, sometimes jocularly, I say why communists failed because in the present situation and why RSS succeeded. Because RSS module is very simple. Communists, our comrade friends, they are very complicated. Oh, you're a communist. Have you read Communist Manifesto? Have you read Capital's whole volumes? Surplus theories of surplus values, Lenin's 26 collected works, Mao's this, that. Everybody gets frightened. RSS very simple. We are a Hindu nation from times immemorial. Now, times immemorial means what? I don't know. Anadikal. And that's why, because I have a medical background, biology, I know that we are inheritors of monkeys. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm proud of that. And they are ashamed of it. So they removed Darwin's theory from the textbooks. If Darwin is there, you will recall that we have also evolved from the animals and this and that. So nothing doing. We are Hindu nation from times immemorial. The word Hindu became popular 8th century, 13th century and 19th century in that order. But they say we are Hindus from ancient times. Hindu scriptures don't mention the word Hindu. It may be Vedas, it may be Manusmriti, it may be Upanishad. Word Hindu is not there. They are the holy books. So, holy books. Now, so their module is very simple. We are a Hindu nation from times immemorial. Everything was fine in the olden times, golden period. All castes were equal. And women were worshipped as devis, goddesses, excellent. But what problem came when? Problem came with the coming of Muslims, problem came with the coming of Christians. So here the internal problems are transferred onto the outside. What is the internal problem? Caste, Varna, gender hierarchy, Sati Pratha, Hindi word, that immolation of women on the pyre of the husbands. So we are worshipping them as Devi, sometimes consigning them to the fire of their husband, funeral pyre of their husband. So all this is hidden. All this is because of the external factors. Anyway, so this, and then who are our heroes? Now here you see kings. Whole discourse is revolving around kings. Great Hindu kings, noble Hindu kings, and evil Muslim kings. So of course that's a long topic. I will not go into that. Like this is currently Aurangzeb controversy is going on. But all kings, please note, there were two things in common in all the kings. Number one, they were extracting taxes from the poor peasants, right, wrong. All kings? Or is it that I am a Hindu king, so I will tell Hindu farmers, Hindu, bhai, no lagan, no tax? Nothing like that. All kings were attacking their neighboring kings. It was not a matter of, oh, hello, Mr. Vijay Shankar, this is your kingdom, I want to take it over. And he says, yeah, take it over, take over. It is never like that. Irrespective of religion, kings were fighting. But here, a very narrative was created. Evil Muslim kings and noble Hindu kings, that goes on. And that got reflected on the communities. Evil Muslim kings means evil Muslims. Noble Hindu kings, noble Hindus. And that laid the foundation of communal violence in India. All this takes place in British period. So what RSS did was just go on training these people into Swayam Sevaks, lower category, and Pracharak. Pracharak is their highest category, which is like university professor for them, all equipped to answer everything. And what did they do? Gradually they increased. And today you will be shocked to know there are over a lakh of shakhas all over the country. Lakhs of volunteers and thousands of pracharaks. So what do pracharaks do? Pracharaks, number one, they form various subordinate organizations, which one of the friend was saying. BJP is one such subordinate organization of RSS. VHP, Bajrang Dal, etc. And one subordinate organization is such, which is formed from distance, from remote. RSS volunteers are not a part of it. But that organization is that for women. Because RSS is one of the exclusively male organization in the world. They take the credit for being the largest organization. They are also one of the one of the organizations which is exclusively male. And here I want to give exercise to my friends. Please just bit is a Sanskritized Hindi. RSS stands for what? Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh. And how will we utilize women's services to our cause of Hindu nation? Hello, you form Rashtra Sevika Samiti. Please note, very simple. What is missing in Rashtra Sevika Samiti? Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh. Rashtra Sevika Samiti. Swayam means my being. According to every male-dominated patriarchal ideology, the being of women is supposed to be in the pocket of man. That's why I jocularly say probably that's why men's shirts generally have pockets. For that apart. So women's being is controlled by men. This is one. And then what is our holy book? Manusmriti. When Indian Constitution came into being, RSS mouthpiece wrote that this is not Indian. There is nothing Indian about it. The glorious values of past of Manusmriti, etc. are not there. And Savarkar, whom we in Hindi call Maafi Veer also, Savarkar, apology, brave, and all that, he said Manusmriti is the constitution today. So basically, it is totally in contrast to what Ambedkar stood. Ambedkar burned Manusmriti and was the chairman of drafting committee of Indian Constitution. Manusmriti, hierarchy of caste and gender. Indian Constitution, liberty, equality, fraternity, social justice. And RSS one, K. Sudarshan was there. I think Mr. Vijay Shankar may be knowing, others know, I'll be happy. K. Sudarshan, who was he? He became chief of RSS in 2000, Sara Sangchalak. And in his interview to various magazines, and I read it in Outlook, I also wrote on something on that. He said, Indian Constitution is based on foreign values. Throw it away and bring back a constitution which comes from our holy books. So I want to ask, are these values of liberty, equality, fraternity universal or foreign? I think they are universal. No country has a monopoly on this. Whole humanity has a monopoly on these values. And so Ambedkar says, one Manusmriti, bring Indian Constitution. They say, throw away Indian Constitution, burn Manusmriti. Bring Manusmriti. So friends, we can joke about RSS to the end. I have lots of jokes about that. But question is how to counter their effect. I was talking of Pracharaks, Swayamsevak. What did they do? Number one, infiltrate into the existing space. Police, military, judiciary, education, media, whatever you have, you go on infiltrating. Number two, form the subordinate organizations which try to, number one, Hindutwaize them. And I myself feel the particular point of this book, which I feel is novel, is compilation at one place as to how RSS, it wants to reduce the rights of Muslims, Dalits, Adivasis, OBCs and women. It works amongst them to tell them we are your best sympathizers. That's why I think we all know that in reserved seats, BJP has a good standing. Why? Rashtriya Muslim Manch, they work amongst them. They work amongst Dalits. They create heroes amongst Dalit icons and they Hindutwaize them. There are a lot of examples, I'll not go into that. In Adivasi areas, in Dalit areas, they have Samajik Samarasta Manch. What is Samajik Samarasta? Social Harmony Forum. What does Ambedkar say? Annihilation of caste. What does RSS say? Whatever is your caste, let's try to live in sort of a peace and harmony. So let us live without justice. That is the central point of RSS. Unfortunately, after independence, as society changed, people's ideas were not changed so much. During freedom movement, because of freedom movement, people picked up a lot of the values of liberty, equality, fraternity in their life. That's why they are in our constitution. But to sustain those values, people's mindset has to be changed. And here, of course, I don't know much, but one thing I know with Gandhi and Nehru in forefront, social consciousness started changing a lot. And on the other side, the retrograde social thinking proliferated, uncontrolled, unconfronted. RSS went on from, despite 3 bans in after Gandhi murder, emergency, and Babri demolition, it continued. It's shakas. So their manpower is infinite. And that's what they are trying to do today to undo the Indian constitution. This time they said, no, we want more than 400 seats. Why? Because we want to change the constitution. Without changing the constitution, also they are trying to achieve their agenda to great extent. So this is something which we have to keep in mind. Now, my request will be the last chapter of this book, to me, has to be discussed and implemented. As Marx, of course, don't think I am just trying to preach Marxism, but Marx had a very beautiful sentence. Philosophers have tried to interpret the world in so many ways. Point, however, is to change it. How do we change it? Now, myths have spread by RSS, BJP, VHP, etc., etc. Muslims are foreigners, destroyed our temples, force Islam, 4 wives, 20 children, and they will become a majority. In next coming few years, Hindus will become minority. All bunkum. But question is, who's confronting them? Their volunteers are there in every nook and corner. They can spread it. So my understanding is that, number one, there is a misconceptions deliberately spread by RSS organizations. Misconceptions related to our history. Now they are even calling Gandhi had negligible role in freedom movement. Nehru already they have deleted. One joke about Nehru, I must tell you. Nehru, very bad fellow. Very royal, very luxurious, very womanizer. And what is the evidence of womanizer? His niece is hugging him. He says, you look what he is doing to girls. His sister is hugging him. And that's a sign of his debauchery. And they said, he was such a rich person. His clothes were being sent to Paris for being washed. उनके कपड़े पेरिस जाते थे. Now in 1930s and 40s, how many flights were there to Paris from Allahabad? I don't know. Real truth, real truth was his clothes were going to one Paris laundry situated in Allahabad. That's why it became that his clothes are going to. Anyway, Nehru defamed, Gandhi process has started being defamed. So misconceptions about ancient India. That debate has started in Tamil Nadu because the Harappa Mohenjo-daro civilization and Tamil close, bhai. But they had to say Aryans are the original natives. Why? First comer theory. We came first, so the nation belongs to us. Finish. Full stop. So ancient India, medieval India, Muslim kings did lot of atrocities on us, so today Muslims have to be punished. Today, so mosques have to be destroyed one after the other. So rule of that 1991, we'll try to change it. But put a claim, a pattern has evolved. Hey, this mosque, there underneath there was a great temple where Lord Kalki was to be reborn. Thank you very much. So what happens? 7 people are killed. And after those 7 people are killed, there is a curfew, many people get displaced, many houses get locked. Standard pattern. Of course, I'll come to that last point I was trying to make. Misconceptions. Misconceptions called hatred. Hatred, because of hatred, violence can be organized. Violence can be orchestrated. In Hindi, generally, I ask the people, dange hote hain ya karwaye jate hain? Violence happens spontaneously or somebody is behind them. So everybody says somebody is behind them. And who's behind them? One who benefits from these communal violence is behind them. Sherlock Holmes, one of the greatest spy. How does he identify who is the murderer? Dr. Watson asks him. He says, I go to the murder spot and see who is the biggest beneficiary from this murder. And I try to investigate that. Who is the biggest beneficiary of the communal violence? Young friends can draw a graph of rising of BJP after 92, it will become very clear. Now they know what type of issues to raise. And one important issue I will just mention here. They have nothing to do with bread, butter, shelter, employment, and other things. As Nehru said while inaugurating Bhakra Nangal Dam, that this dam, universities, research institutions, public sectors, industries, these are the temples of modern India. After 1980, when their critical mass increased, RSS started saying, what is this Nehru saying? That these are the temples of modern India. Arey, our temples are underneath the mosque. Break the temples, then build break the mosque and build the temples which keep leaking. Because we have a deadline, so you can do a poor construction. So Grand Ram Temple, but leaking is important. Without leaking, how can that bucket people sell their blue buckets? So that's the whole package deal. Incidentally, they raise the issues which are totally against our humanism, which are against the constitutional values. And one great example I tell you, they don't believe in any such things, but they raise the issue because they know people's feelings can be instigated, they can be made to fight. Simple example. Cow is our mother, okay? Then who is our father? I'm not saying anything. Okay. Nearly 100 lynchings have taken place. 100 lynchings. Schoolboy carrying tiffin with mutton, killed. So many things are there. And this is a deliberate ploy. Because at the depth of it, they don't believe in cow is our mother. Believe me. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, poet prime minister, I don't know. I was reading his biography. And Haar Nahi Manunga, page 236, written by Vijay Trivedi. Atalji went to America, lecture tour. After one of the lectures, he was enjoying his meals. He was engrossed in eating. His neighbor tapped on his shoulder, said, Atalji, what are you eating? What you are eating is beef. Atalji smiled, said, no problem, this is not from Indian cow, this is from American cow, so we can have it. No problem. So, misconceptions, hatred, violence, polarization coming to power. So this cycle is complete. Now what we have to do, I think, is that popular awareness has to be changed. I sometimes used to feel happy. Tamil Nadu, Kerala, impact of BJP I thought is less. But don't be under misconception. At grassroots level they are working. When it will come to crystallize to a particular way, we will see. So my feeling is, friends, all of us, those who can do this work, try to reach to the people to people. And I am very happy about one thing, that Indian scholars, Indian lately YouTubers, and I am also in the bottom of the list of the YouTubers, have contributed good material which can be shown to the people to change their mindset. It is not easy to change the mindset. They are very hard nuts, leave them out. Borderline, work on that. Novices, work for them. So that material which great Indian scholars have contributed, which people like us have tried to simplify, to act as a bridge between those scholars and average people in the street. The further job is to all of us to clarify what is Indian nation, what is Indian constitution, what is the Indian history, why kings were fighting, where they were fighting for religion or power and wealth. What is this Aryan immigration theory? What is this whole thing that we are all mixed up? Tony Joseph's book, we are all mixed up, originating from South Africa. In a way, we are all related. Somewhere we are all related. Let's remind ourselves that positive fact. Don't see the differences. We all originated from South Africa. Just remember that. So this, friends, should be, if we can go on that path. And in Tamil Nadu, Chennai, if we can form a group which can focus on the dangers of anytime, I know that, but I'll stop here. And again, thank my friends who have done this job for this thing, and hope that we can initiate some awareness programs reaching the people over a period of time. Thank you very much.